don't know what the facilities are like, what the space is going to be. And we're not going to have very many actors on most of the days, so I think you guys will be rotating through. Yeah. So one of the most important things we need to remember is to put sunscreen on our actors, on everyone. Anytime you talk to anyone, please remind them, ask them, have you put on sunscreen? Do you have sunscreen? When was the last time you put on sunscreen? So we're actually going to put that on as a base first. Palette for you all today. And if you guys can get like an old blank CD or a UCD that you don't use anymore for palette, in case we are going to need your help with makeup.
We all knew that. I don't even know what the point of whispering was.
And we'll have like sponges and all the disposables that we need there. So and I'm just going to be doing her face right now, but you guys need to remember that we have to do their face, their ears, their neck, any part of their skin that is not covered up by the costume needs to be covered with sunscreen. Especially the days we're shooting on the lake, because the sun's going to reflect off the water and it will really burn quite easily.
So should we wear hats?
Yes, if you, okay, I'm not sure how many of you are going to actually be on set the days we're filming at the lake.
I can tell you. Well, besides what you know, like what, I'm just going to leave one hair and one makeup person every single day. So the chances of you staying on set is very slim. I think you guys are only, every single person is staying on set maybe once or twice. But it's going to be what they need also. If they don't need that many, then we won't be there.
So days you're staying on set, bring a hat, bring a water bottle, because we're going to be out in the sun, it's going to be hot, you're going to get dehydrated really fast. So.
Ooh, that's good.
That's actually going to go on in just a minute. Before we put the dirt base on, we're going to put some sunburn color on. So, and this will all, hopefully we'll have a table or a counter where we can lay all of this out. So we can just come up, grab what we need, go back to our station. If you do grab something from the communal table, you need to put it back as soon as you've gotten what you need from it. You cannot take supplies and leave them at your station, because we're going to have to be moving really fast. I don't know how many of you have worked on films before, but it gets pretty hectic. And if we're spending time trying to find stuff, then we're not spending time doing makeup and hair. And we need to be able to do our jobs in a really timely manner, as fast as we can. We need to get this down as fast as we can, so we're not spending more than 10 minutes on each actor. So I'm taking some sunburn color and just a regular sponge and putting it on her brow bones and her nose and wherever the sun's going to hit. For the men, especially, the women don't have that much headgear, as far as I'm aware. I do talk to Bree, who is our wardrobe supervisor, about that. But as for the men, there does need to be a little bit of a line on their forehead because they are wearing hats, most of them. And so, like, where their hat is, they're not going to be as sunburned, they're not going to be as dirty. So we just need to keep that in mind. If you guys can start getting pictures of dirty people, just like dirty, filthy, nasty really good one is Pirates of the Caribbean. They've got some really good dirt makeup. If any of you have the special edition of it, there's a featurette on there about makeup. I'm going to be trying to put that on YouTube, so that you can all access it and look it up and watch how they do theirs. But the more pictures you have, the more references you'll have, the better your makeup will be. Because a big part of it is knowing how it looks. So, there's sunburn color on. One of the, yeah.
So what was that you already just put on it right now?
I just put on the CR7 Coral for sunburn with a regular sponge. Most of the days that you guys will be helping with extras, or at least one of the days, is the saloon scene. So there's going to be people that, like drunks, who typically have redder faces in some areas. So just to show you how we do that, I've got a stipple sponge here. When you use a stipple sponge, they're mostly square cut. So you need to bend it in your fingers so it's sort of rounded, so you don't get a square shaped spot on their face. Always test it out on your hand first. I'm applying this on her cheek and her nose. And some of these are not the exact colors we'll be using, but we'll be getting them and have them to practice with, hopefully in the next week. And the older your actor is, well, since it is film, we probably won't need to do much stippling, but the older your character is supposed to be, the more stippling you can do for broken veins, broken capillaries and stuff. So, can everyone see her right now? Do you want to stand up and let them all? What we're going to be using for the dirt is a mixture of bronzing tint and plains dust. We are going to have a big jug thing of it on set, and then just a little container for each of you to take to your station. And then sea sponges, which are lovely creatures. The sponge needs to be damp or else it doesn't quite go on right.
So this is like the dirt?
This is the dirt. This is the fill.
So what actually is it?
It's Ben Nye bronzing tint.
Oh, okay.
And plains dust.
Okay.
So what you do is you get it on your sponge, and then you wipe it on their face, and then you wipe it off.
Oh, this sponge feels nice.
And make sure when you're doing makeup that if your actors, make sure you ask your actors if you're pressing too hard, or tell them before you start. So let me know if I start pressing too hard. I didn't do that. The stipple sponge is pokey. It hurts if you press too hard. So.
And there's different textures of those. There's like fine, medium, and coarse of those.